Thank you for watching Conscious Consumer Network. The live stream broadcast is free to view. You can pause and rewind live broadcasts to catch up, or view shows at a later date by accessing our free archives of all shows. Check out our broadcast guide to see what's on. You can show your support by donating to our network support fund. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, or subscribe to the monthly newsletter for updates. We thank you for supporting free and independent media.
Hello, my name is Aizin. I am volunteer for the Venus Project. I would like to talk about one fascinating topic that interested most people and interested me since I learned about this direction, and I learned about ideas perpetuated by Jacques Fresco and Roxanne Meadows. This sounds all very good and very appealing, but how we get from here to there, how we actually make this world to came about. So I'm interested in the transition period, and especially what kind of changes we can implement with ourselves and our environment first to make this thing possible. So first of all, I would like to stress that there is no simple answer to this question. Our relationships and our societies are very complex by nature, and if somebody will tell you that we can vote just the right people in the political office, or elect this party, or try to do something else in one or maybe two or even three steps, this is not sufficient enough. We have to understand how actually we are became as a societies and individuals as we are today, and what we need to do to change ourselves and change our environment to actually go to the right direction to make a resource-based economy happen. Resource-based economy, of course, going to be just the first step for truly global, truly sane civilization. It's not the ultimate goal. We cannot put the ultimate goal as the human beings, as the society, as the community, as life on Earth. We have our goal is survival and happiness. So what we can do about that? There is no cause to no single cause, should I say, to somebody's behavior. It's always the melt of lots of ideas and lots of different exposures for every individual. And when we encounter that in our lives, when we hear new information or hear something challenging to us, we have to realize that we measure it with the values and with tools that we were given, and most of them are unfortunately insufficient. Because why I say that they're insufficient? Because if they make you angry, if they just they don't provide any solution to you, that means that they're insufficient. If you don't understand where they're coming from, you have to actually examine your behavior. You have to examine your environment and see if you have some preconceived notion about something. It's really difficult to do. It's not something that became apparent. It's only through educating ourselves about psychology, about sociology, about how this economy and world works, which will give us somewhat close approximation of reality. And but it is important to understand that it is no final truth. Same thing as we talk about, if we talk about political systems that governs our behavior. People talk about democracy, about direct democracy, and various type of democracies. Well, we can have truly democratic society only in a society where everybody is equal. Until that, we will have some people are more equal than another. But if we are looking at the democracy, what means the ruling of the majority of people, no matter what your persuasion or ideology or political stance, if we're not going to cling to to certain ideas just because we feel that the other ideas are not correct. We have to look into it and examine, and I'm pretty sure that we'll see that on many sides we can pinpoint some relevant truth, but the whole package may be insufficient to actually appeal us as a whole, or it definitely will be insufficient to make any change in the society. Because if we're talking about democracy and patriotism, they does not make much sense until they apply globally to a whole community of the people on Earth, to our habitat. So the patriotism towards specific country or specific group will isolate us. Actually, we need to be able to reach beyond that and realize that what we do and what we try to do and actually achieve, if we achieve happiness and stability, it can be achieved through actual engagement of all people, through addressing of the needs of all people. Because if you have in a society or even in any other country, you have people who are unsatisfied with something, who don't have any access to basic necessities of life, who deprived or have any trouble compared to a more stable society, they will try to invade and take advantage of other people. So it is basically coming down to functional selfishness, to understanding that we will be more safer, and we can actually achieve global nucleation only through total inclusion of all people in social participation and the meeting of all needs. I mean, not only basic needs as food, shelter, and education, but also information and communication with each other. So what can help us with that? So we need to have scientific method applied to society as a whole, because what is right now, what actually exists, the society in the rudimentary form, because we have these different disciplines that govern by interest of money, where people actually go trying to get education and a certain level of professionalism only to serve the interests of making money. And making money, it's not about money. Actually, it's about about access to certain things and certain needs. And again, if we're talking about what kind of changes we can make, we have to look into these things and understand that all this complex picture, all these complex ideas and interactions, they actually boil down to one simple thing, which I again stress, it's not the answer, but one of the answers we can start from. It is complex issue. So we can start from one simple things. What do we really need? What do we really need to survive and to be happy and to be prosperous as not only a single individual, but as a species? So, for example, we were taught to from the young age that we have to work, and we have to do certain things, we have to acquire certain education to get in a certain position in the social arrangement, which will provide us with a big check or something similar to it, or access to right people, and then we can be as a established individual. But exactly that is absolutely doesn't work. What do I mean by that? We don't need cars for it. It is how the question will be how we can get from A to B, how we can moving from one point to another without the car. But this is very important point, because what we really need is to move from one point to another, and we have the means of transportation as the car right now, or we have in more in the big city, or different countries have different degree of the public transportation development. So the public transportation can serve you. You don't need a car. Same thing with applied to lots of things. So we, for example, if we need money to get access to certain things, we actually don't need money. We need access to certain things. The money is just the medium, which actually impede the progress. So one of the major things with this, it is problematic to start from, because you have to assess and understand what kind of needs do you have, and what kind of means to meet your needs you have, or any individual have right now. So if we are talking from the point of view that will change your behavior, and change your values, that would allow you to understand and work towards resource-based economy. We need to understand and examine what we really need and what we really want, versus that what is perpetuated and reinforced by society. Do you really need a new phone? Do you really need a new car? How much waste you produce? But it's not, again, it's not just to put responsibility on the one individual. It's just to understand and what kind of paradigm we live in, and what we can do right now to actually to advance our existence. So the real change of values will happen only through. It will not happen by just learning certain things, and just by trying to communicate with other people, but in the end of the day, you return in the same environment you came from. This example actually applied and was stressed by Jacques many times, that lots of people came to his lectures for many years, but they still were coming back to an environment they came from. Their daily life was governed by certain stressors, so they did not advance too much, or maybe some of them, they understood the ideas, but they had no way to implement them in their daily lives. So the first thing, as I said, we need to realize what we really need. We need to examine what we're really doing and what the ultimate goal for us. So to do that, we have to learn lots of I would say in lots of areas to try to become multidisciplinary in lots of different areas, such as psychology, sociology, any sciences that you have access to or interest to. Why is that? Because maybe actually with one of their reoccurring themes that I hear, and I was repeating myself when I was a kid. In the math class, we always say, why we do need to know the integrals. I'm never going to use them in my daily life. Well, maybe I'm not going to, but the process of learning and the process of memorization and actual training of the tools will help you to develop certain attitudes and certain mechanisms that will help you again to understand complex things. So if you miss something like that, it's never late to learn something new. So the first thing first is your needs. The needs is to get approximation of reality, which impedes by television, movies, and established culture. If you can turn off the TV and get get to book readings, we actually have very nice a book list on our website, thevenusproject.com. So you can find out the recommended books and beyond. We have groups that discuss the different topics. They discuss our presentations and trying to touch on lots of different subjects that will help you to understand and maybe contribute to the knowledge and examine of the new things. And same thing that we have some problems with, it is understanding of scientific method. Why are we talking about scientific method? The scientific method, this is the best tool we have right now, as for right now, to analyze society, to analyze, I'm sorry, not society, to analyze nature and natural laws. This is the tool that we use to understand, to get approximation of reality. So it is important for everybody to learn these things. So what was developed in the Venus project for many years can actually be dealt with, because Jacques, through his life, he actually addressed lots of different topics, lots of very complex questions, and he goes into so much detail. So, for example, we have library set with the lectures from 70s that Jacques did with the group, with different groups. It was some of the regular attendees, but people, always new people came in there. To actually understand what he's talking about, it's not enough to read just one book. It's not enough to listen to just one lecture. It is very important that you do your own research. And when you do your own research, you will see how these things come about. Because in listen to these lectures again, you will notice and you will register new things that you never noticed before, although you might listen to this lecture a couple of times already. So on these complex things, how they come about, how they actually drive us, because if we examine behavior, we examine interactions with each other in the nature, and if you will understand, it will help you. It helped me. I can tell from my experience, to work with certain stressors, to work with certain certain pressures in my immediate environment, to minimize them. Of course, I'm subject, like everybody else. I'm subject to worldly pressure, and I have to work. I have my bills to pay. But to actually understand and trying to implement the process of thinking, trying to implement the ideas that I can implement right now, they actually help me to deal with these stressors. And this is how from my perspective, the change of values can come about and allow us to actually get to a new level of interaction with each other and with the society as a whole. Because until it will be possible to actually build the first city, to get this network of city around the world and build the resource-based economy, we will have very big problems with realizations of our true potential. But again, it is through actual education, through training, because you have to train yourself, you have to help train other people. This is how we reach out to each other, right? So through actual training and through actual help and discussion and research, whatever you can do, it doesn't mean that you're going to get everything fast, because again, it is a complex issue, and if you find really a simple solution for a complex issue, it's most likely wrong. it is true that we can actually start the change of values. You have to introduce people to new idea. You have to know how to introduce people to this idea in particular, but to actually in a way that they will understand that this is beneficial, and it can take some time with different people. But again, to quote Jack, if certain if persuasion of certain person, or say the certain project, as he put it, take 3 to 5 years, it's probably does not make any sense to engage into it. Try to get to people who actually halfway there. Halfway there meaning they already start questioning of what's going on, and they trying to find the solution. But as I think everybody who watching this or get on board with the Venus project, and I think everybody who already spent some time to find the real solution, they just don't exist. The solutions that offered from different sources, including mainstream media or certain documentaries that feature celebrities, they criticize certain. I mean, they criticize the way of things that is right now, but they don't offer any new solutions. It's again coming down to you need to start to eat vegan, or you need to vote right politicians, or you need to vote for right laws, which is maybe a temporary patch, or maybe appear to be a temporary patch, but in the long run, it's never going to change anything. Same thing with the revolutions. We see through their history that revolutions, they happened, and they bring lots of suffering and lots of death and lots of violence. But in the end, in the long run, they actually not only does not change anything, they make things worse. So the true revolution, as I can put it, it starts within your mind, within the understanding that certain things can be dealt with and need to be dealt with, but you have to understand the complexity and the tools that need to be implemented, learned, and used to deal with this kind of problems. So in closing, I would like to say that we have a long way to go, and this is the truth, because when we start to talk about value change, it is not something that we can deal with right away, like with physical illness or some kind of, if you observe the wound, you can do the wound care. But for example, if the person have wounded values or non-functional values, they function as in their own small group, but they actually non-functional in the sense that they do not produce solutions that include all people, because again, we're not safe, we're not advanced until all people have a same degree of security, meaning not the low degree of security, but high degree of security. That we don't produce any stressors in society that turn people violent or make them steal or do other things to other people. So it is very hard and long process. But if you're not afraid to actually start this revolution with your mind, you have to go through it, and you have to understand that lots of people will not accept that right away, although you will see that for you it may be maybe make lots of sense. But if you, for example, start to talk about individuality and myth of the individuality with somebody who feel as an individual, you may not get anywhere. Or for example, if you will have you will try to explain behavior from the standpoint of the mechanistic point of view, that no matter how much you learn to walk the tightrope, and you can be a professional in there. If I remove your cochlear mechanism, you will not be able to do it even after 20 or 15 years doing it with your eyes closed, because your behavior caused by something, your behavior caused by multiple things, not just only one thing. So to make this come about, we have to start with ourselves. We have to start with our values. We not try to change somebody else's values until you start changing yours. And then this is, it seems to me, how we can get this feedback and understand that something is moving, something is happening in the direction that we through the direction of a real solution, not just a temporary thing that may be emotionally appealing, but in the calm mind, it will be obvious that they're not going to produce any solutions. So this is the what I can add to it in the end, that if you not familiar with the Venus Project, if you just heard about it and you're interested in this monumental work, and this is something that you're interested in, I would suggest to start from the main website, thevenusproject.com, get through the material and form the questions. You're going to have some questions. I hope so. You're going to have some questions. So start from the material, from the material on the website. Get through through our frequent ask questions section, then through our videos, and try to see if that makes sense to you, and try to get further. This is what I wanted to say for right now. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you online and get familiar with, and maybe try to help with understanding, and you may try to help to advance with my research of the Venus Project ideas and their other topics connected to it. Thank you very much.
If we want to change the world, we must first change the media. Mainstream media exists for the purposes of indoctrination and manipulation of public perception. The world of free and independent media is growing, and with the upsurge in information now available in the public domain, it has never been easier to access free and independent media. The exploration of this information resulted in an experimental project which would provide a fully supported space for researchers, whistleblowers, and seekers of all kinds to express themselves and educate the world. On the 1st of January 2015, Conscious Consumer Network was launched to the world. Nobody thought we would make it this far, but CCN is the longest running free and independent media network of its kind. CCN is a unique collaboration of hearts and souls, bringing you information from different perspectives to educate and inform. Since we started CCN, we have had only one desire: the pursuit of a free, fair, just, sustainable world, and this has not changed. Having overcome many challenges over the last 2 years, CCN is here to stay, and we've got great things lined up for 2017. Help keep CCN on the air by supporting the 2017 Network Support Fund.